Kelechi Osemele replacements, that is the topic on today's show. I am Harrison Graham on the Chiefs Report, as always, just for you guys. I told you on yesterday's Sammy Watkins injury update video that we would do this, so here we are. Let's get some background on the injury first before we get into some potential replacements. He, of course, was carted off the field during Sunday's loss against the Las Vegas Raiders, and it's bad, guys. He tore tendons in both of his knees. He will certainly miss the remainder of this season, and quite frankly, his career could be in doubt. That's just the reality of the situation. A guy who has had some injuries in the past, and it's a shame because he had been playing extremely well, filling in for Laurent Duvernay-Tardif this year. I think he's been playing really good, and this is a big loss because not only is he out now, the rest of this offensive line hasn't been great. Like, honestly, if we're being fully objective, it's been hit and miss. The two tackles have been up and down, including Mitchell Schwartz. I'm not surprised by Fisher struggling at times. We saw that last year, especially in the Super Bowl against Nicky Bosa. But this offensive line has to play a whole lot better, and they're going to have to do it without Kelechi Osemele, who you could argue and say has been your most consistent offensive lineman so far this season. So at 31 years old, to tear tendons in both of his knees, that is a big blow to his career potentially. Hopefully he recovers and gets back soon, but I am quite frankly not expecting much moving forward from Kelechi Osemele, at least for this year. We'll see beyond this season. Of course, he just signed for 2020. Do the Chiefs need offensive line help? Type Y for yes, type N for no. If you're typing your N for no, I guess you're comfortable with the backups that Kansas City has. Let me know. Y for yes or N for no. Now, a lot of you guys know Chat Sports is the company I work for. The Chiefs Report is just one of our many Chat Sports YouTube channels, but we have a main Chat Sports YouTube channel where we have NFL videos, NBA videos, all kinds of sports coverage with several videos going out per day. We're like 100 subscribers away from 200,000, so I thought, hey, let's get more Chiefs subscribers on Chat Sports, and you can find more NFL coverage over there. So help us out. The link is below. It's youtube.com/ChiefsTV. I'll pin it to this video. So you go to the comment section, pin comment, you just click on it. You can subscribe over there. It would greatly appreciate me if you did that. So go ahead, help us out, and subscribe to Chat Sports. All right, let's get into some Kelechi Osemele replacements, starting with Ronald Leary, who actually just announced his retirement. He visited the Cleveland Browns a few weeks back. The Dallas Cowboys were interested in a reunion with Leary. Of course, he played with them a few years ago. Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott's rookie year and was really good. Ended up going to Denver after that. But he opted not to sign and actually retired. Maybe, just maybe, a Super Bowl contender like the Kansas City Chiefs could convince him to come out of retirement. I mean, as of weeks ago, he was still working out and visiting teams. Like, it's not like all of a sudden he can't get into football shape. Like, I think he could make that happen if he wants to. Maybe he doesn't want to. I don't know the guy. I just think he's a guy worth calling. Now, he's had some injuries in recent years, only played in 12 games last year. Not the player he was when he was 27, 28 years old, but this is a guy who started in 76 career games and kind of a poor man's Osemele who mashes in the run game, average in the pass game, but he's a good run game blocker, which you're thinking, they don't run the football. Well, Mike Remmers is more of a tackle playing guard right now, so I'm not saying he's an upgrade from Remmers. I'm saying he's a guy worth calling if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, we got a couple of questions left for you guys if you use hashtag trade for an upcoming Q&A. Got room for a few more, I should say. We got 4, 5, 6 questions already, but we need some more. So use hashtag trade to get your questions on an upcoming trade mailbag. Got some good ones already. I'm looking for a couple of more. Trade season is here as the trade deadline is less than a month away. So use hashtag trade in the comment section and get your best trade ideas in. I'll answer as many as I can on an upcoming video. Josh Kline next up as we look at some more Kelechi Osemele replacements. Similar to Ron Leary, a guy who's played a lot of football in his career, 77 starts over his 7-year career. I believe Klein is the best free agent guard available on the market because remember, technically, Ron Leary has retired. He can play both guard spots. He's bounced around a couple of different teams in the NFL, but he started 77 games in 7 seasons. That's a guy who has earned some trust on multiple NFL teams, and as recent as last year, started in 13 games and only gave up 2 sacks. The year before, 16 starts. 2017, 2016, also 16 starts. Only 10 sacks allowed over the past 4 seasons, and he's played in all but 3 games. That's a guy who stays healthy, and that's a guy who's been pretty solid overall. Josh Kline is a name I'm interested in. Only in his early 30s, he's at least worth calling if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. So would you rather sign or trade for an offensive guard? Type S for sign, type T for trade. Those are kind of the 2 biggest free agency names out there. Remember, Leary's technically not even a free agent. He's retired, so you got to talk him out of retirement if you're going to get him to come on board. Not many elite level players are out there. So S for sign, T for trade. I got a trade candidate coming up in just one moment, but first, want to remind you guys or tell you new watchers about our sports betting partners, BetUS. Our free jersey giveaway deal is good through the end of October when you go to chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. This applies for new BetUS customers only. So if you want a free jersey, you're not eligible for this deal. We've been doing this deal for a while. This is for new customers only. So go to chatsports.com/ChiefsBet. Once you place your first bet after depositing and using promo code Chiefs125, email us, chiefs@chatsports.com. We'll hook you guys up with a free Chiefs jersey. So get deposited at BetUS and then email us, chiefs@chatsports.com, to get you guys hooked up with the Chiefs jersey. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it, and I think you would too, because who doesn't like free stuff, especially Chiefs jerseys? How about this trade idea? How about Andrew Norwell? And the reason I throw him out there, a couple reasons. One, the Jags have lost 4 in a row, and they're in the mix for the number 1 pick, and they would like to continue to get draft assets. Gardner Minshew wouldn't be a fan of this, but if they can get more draft picks, they've been willing to trade pieces for picks over the last 12 months. I think this could be a win-win for both teams involved. He was an all-pro for Carolina back in 2017 when he didn't allow any sacks. He's still been really good the past couple of years as well. Missed some time in 2018, but started all 16 games last year. He started all 5 games so far this year for Jacksonville. I think Andrew Norwell is an intriguing name and an intriguing player that Kansas City could get before the trade deadline to help replace Osemele. So I put together this trade package. How about a 2021 third-round pick for Andrew Norwell? I think that's about the range for him. Middle-round pick. Maybe you could get away with a 4th there, but Jacksonville would like to get a day 2 pick for Norwell, and especially with the Chiefs drafting late in each round, 3rd is probably more appropriate here, as that would be around pick 90-something. Obviously, 32 picks in each round. So I think this makes some sense. I think these are 3 names that Kansas City should target if you're going to trade for one. I think Norwell is a player worth calling, or Jacksonville's a team worth calling about Norwell's services, but we'll just have to wait and see. So name an offensive lineman Kansas City should get. I just went through 3 guys. Not a big crop of names out there that really make a ton of sense. I mean, for now it's going to be Mike Remmers. That's who it's going to be. But name an offensive lineman you guys think Kansas City should go get. For now, it'll be Remmers. I'll be curious to see if Nick Allegretti gets any run over there. We'll just have to wait and see. Yasir Durant is a guy I think could get some snaps as well. But obviously, again, Remmers is going to be the guy. And he's serviceable. Don't get me wrong. He is a nice 6th offensive lineman. But he's not a high-level starting left guard. Can he be average? I think so. And quite frankly, that's probably what you're looking for and going to get out of Mike Remmers. Nick Allegretti, the 2nd-year player out of Illinois. I know the Chiefs are high on him, drafted him in the 7th round last year, and he's been able to stick around. Maybe he gets an opportunity at some point as well. And then Yasir Durant, who surprised us all by making this final roster, the UDFA out of Missouri. I think he's a guy that could get a look here. He hasn't been playing in the early games here, but maybe he continues to get better. 6'6", 330, big frame there, big body, very similar to Kelechi Osemele, a guy he would potentially be replacing. Bummer news for Osemele. He really had kind of revived his career after a weird stint with the Jets, disputes over prior injuries, and now he comes in, he's just mashing people, and then he pops both of his tendons. That's a bummer. Hopefully he's able to get his career back on track down the road, but he's not going to play again this season, and the Chiefs got to figure out how they are going to replace him. Remember, let me know who you guys think the Chiefs should sign or trade for to replace Kelechi Osemele.